Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your boy TP. Today, we are back in Judge Shawn Perkins' courtroom, and he is dealing with a very interesting individual on today by the name of Mr. Benard Little. I think you guys are going to find this interesting, entertaining, at some points funny. So, without further ado, guys, let's jump into this proceeding.
Brandon Little.
Speaking. There.
City of Detroit, Benard Brandon Little, case number SP 1513015, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 1513091, SP 1556287, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1556352, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1556353, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, Mr. Little.
Benard.
Your full name?
Benard.
I'm
not the corpse. I'm not the corpse. I'm not the fiction that they send me, the caps. I'm not that caps.
So who gave you the last name Little? Your mother?
The government did.
Your mother didn't give you that last name.
The government gave it to me.
She had to tell the government, didn't she?
The government. She was the agent of the state.
Oh, here we go, guys. Mr. Little, or should I say Benard, he's already getting into it, right? He's not wasting no time. He says, listen, I'm not the corpse, I'm not the caps, I'm not the fiction. And basically what he's referring to is when you get legal documents a lot of times from various places, court, state, whatever have you, a lot of times you'll notice that your name is in capital letters on that document. So he says, listen, I'm not the fiction, I'm not the corpse, I'm not the caps. And then he goes on to call his mother, agent of the state. And I pray that his mom isn't listening. And the way he referred to her, it sounds like she is still in the present. But if you don't know what an agent of the state is, it's basically a person that works in like an official capacity for the government, or for the state or the federal government. So basically, he's calling his mom's that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's only going to get better.
She was an agent of the state? All right. What are we going to do with these cases, Mr. Little or Mr. Benard?
I would like to know which jurisdiction I'm being tried under so I can adequately defend myself, Your Honor.
Read the court rules. I'm not here to give you a law school instruction. Read the court rules.
What do you mean? As a matter of record, I would like it to be placed on a matter of record how I'm being, what venue you are using, Your Honor.
That's not my obligation, okay?
What do you mean it's not your obligation? It is your obligation. You took an oath to uphold. Excuse me.
Mr. Little.
Yes, sir.
Let's stop, all right?
What do you mean stop?
Don't talk while I'm talking, first of all.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. Secondly, it is not my obligation to read you the court rules. You're here. If you don't want a lawyer that is...
I'm not asking you to read me the court.
I'm not finished talking. If you don't want a lawyer that's versed in the rules, then you are obligated to know the rules yourself. Okay? So all of that, what kind of jurisdiction it is and all of that stuff, I'm not here to teach you that. I'm here.
You're not here to teach me, but you're here to inform me what jurisdiction that you're operating in, so I could defend myself. I'm not asking you to teach me anything. You're not teaching me anything. You're notifying me of what jurisdiction that you're operating in. Are you operating in commerce? Are you operating in military? What capacity are you trying me in?
This is district court.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm demanding. I'm not asking you anything. I'm demanding you tell me what are what process are you charging me of? Or are you charging this fiction of? Are you trying to get the bonds? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You haven't notified me in the capacity how to defend myself.
This is district court. These are criminal cases. Read the Michigan rules of court.
That's not explaining which venue you are attacking me with. That's not what court. The court is the court 36th district is not a venue. It's a place. It's an establishment.
It explains everything.
It's not explaining nothing. I'm asking you to explain which jurisdiction are you heading me in? That's a simple question. Why are you running from the question? That's the answer. What's the problem with you answering the question, Your Honor?
Listen, I'm gonna give it to my boy Benard. Everything he is saying, he's saying it with his chest. He said, listen, why are you running from the question, Your Honor? Oh, Benard, he came with all the smoke, but we all that know Judge Perkins, he's with the smoke all the time. But I'll give it to old Benard, man. He came ready and willing, and he's saying everything he's saying with his chest.
You're going to be the third person that I give 30 days for contempt of court to if you do not.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Your Honor?
Wait a minute. It's going to be some proper decorum in here, right? You're not going to sit here and you're not going to overtalk me. I've given you the answer to your question. If you don't like the answer, let me finish. If you don't like the answer that I'm giving you, then you file a motion on whatever you think jurisdiction is and wherever you think the case should be dismissed.
It's not about what.
Now you about to go there, all right? One more time, you interrupted me, and we're gonna go there. I said that.
Let me just pause it real quick. I feel so bad for this lady right here, man. She got to sit in on all this. Every time they show her, you just look at her face.
Gives you your opportunity to speak to the court through a motion. So whatever you say, whatever kind of path you want to take with these cases, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that. But you have to put it in writing now, okay? So I can read it, the city can respond to it, and then I can make a ruling off of who I think is in accordance with the law. All right, Mr. Little?
You still, Your Honor, I'm trying to address this matter properly. Okay.
And I'm telling you how to address it properly.
But you still haven't told me what venue you addressing me in.
I just told you, you didn't like my answer. So with that being said, we're not going to go back over this again. You're going to either set the matter for a pretrial date. I'll give you an opportunity to write motions and you can put whatever you feel that the law is, the state of law as you know it, or the state of the law as it is with the court rules and the statutory laws and everything. You can put that in there, and then I will let Ms. Snyder or somebody from the city law department respond, and then I will make a ruling on how I feel who's on the right side of the law or not, okay?
Your Honor, am I on record?
You are on record.
I would like to make a matter of record that Your Honor hasn't answered my question properly. I'm not satisfied with Your Honor's answers to my questions. I also feel as though I've been threatened. I feel like I'm under duress right now or coercion. I like that to be a matter of record. And I'll let you do what you got to do, Your Honor.
Now, I'm going to say this really quickly. One thing that you'll notice about a lot of sovcits or sovereign citizens, whatever you want to call them, one of the main things a lot of them will say is that I'm under duress. I feel like I'm being threatened. You know, I feel like I'm under coercion. So that's how a lot of times when you start to hear this type of speech, you know, you can identify a lot of times these sovereign citizens by this type of speech, because a lot of times this is the same type of lingo that many of them use.
Okay, so we have a jury trial date already set for 4 of the cases. We'll add these other cases to that jury trial date on May the 7th.
May the 7th.
And these motions, let's give you a motion date before May the 7th. Why don't you give me the motions by April the 26th? Your motion will be due. So that's a time where you, that's April the 26th, 4/26/2024, motions due, and the response to those motions, if you write them, will be on Friday, May the 3rd. The city will respond if they choose to respond, and then we'll set a final pretrial date, on May the 6th. So your next court date will be a day before the jury trial date on May the 6th. And then I'll make a ruling on the motions on that day. I'll have read your motion. I'll if the city responds, I'll read their response, and then I'll make a ruling on the motion, and we'll see if May 7th that we need that order that jury. All right. You have any further questions, sir? So you put whatever you need to put in that motion, however you feel the state of the law is. I would like to be able to read what you're talking about, because I don't really understand your position right now. All right.
We don't understand each other's position, Your Honor. That's what we're trying to come. That's what we're trying to come together with.
And that's the purpose of the motion. That's the purpose of putting all of that.
Yes, sir.
Information you have in the motion, so I can read it and review it. I might not still understand it. We probably are not going to understand each other's position.
Oh, you will, Your Honor. You will, because it's your language. It's your language.
I'll read it. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, and just moving forward, let's not argue about the situation. Let's have a conversation about the situation so we can have a little bit better decorum next time. All right, Mr. Little?
It's never argument, Your Honor. It may be agreement. You know, because see, I'm passionate about it because my life on the line.
Right.
Not only my life, my trust. So, you know, there's a lot going on that, you know, ones ain't aware of that I'm aware of, as far as them bonds and things of that nature. So, you know, I'm fighting for a lot.
So there it is, guys. We have come to the end of our video. Definitely a very interesting back and forth between Judge Perkins and Mr. Benard Little, or Mr. Benard, whichever one he wants to be referred to, which he was answering to Mr. Little as well. But, you know, it seems like Judge Perkins on his next court date, and we're going to try to find that court date for you guys, he wants a more peaceable conversation. And it seems like Benard does too. He doesn't seem to be a bad guy, but unfortunately, he's here, you know, talking the same rhetoric as some of the others, sovereign citizens talk about. And one thing you noticed that Benard said, he said, listen, you know, I really understand what's going on more than some of these other people do. That's basically, he's saying, that's coming to court and that have court cases and that his life is on the line. Well, this is something to think about, Mr. Benard. And this is something to think about if you find yourself in the same position that he is in, where you feel like your life is on the line, that this is serious business. If it's really that serious, you may really want to think about getting an attorney, like Judge Perkins says, somebody that's versed in the laws, they're versed in the rules and whatever have you. And I get it. A lot of times, you know, some of these people that come to court, they don't want to deal with a lawyer. They rather represent themselves because they feel like the whole thing is a conspiracy and that everybody is in on what is happening to them. And am I saying that, you know, every time somebody goes to court, that if you have a public defender, that they will defend you to the best of their ability? Probably not. And that's why, You know, if you're going to be out here doing certain things, committing crimes or whatever have you, you need to have money for a lawyer if you truly want to be represented right, because that's the only way it seems that you're going to be represented right. Because obviously when many of these individuals represent themselves, there's a very small percentage of these situations that work out well. But once again, I appreciate you guys joining me. This is Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. The support has been unreal on the start of our channel. Keep on subscribing, keep sharing, keep commenting. Whether we agree or disagree, I have no problem with it. Just be respectful in the comments. And until the next time we go to another proceeding together, guys, know that I appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Peace.